What is up, everybody? Jaco here today, trying to be a little bit more consistent with video uploads. And today I want to talk about something that a lot of people deal with and a lot of people don't deal with. And that has to be, hold on, we have an advertisement. Just kidding. All right. Yeah, I got no sponsor. So if you want to sponsor me, let me know. But today's topic is about open relationship / open marriages. If I believe in it, do I think it works? Do I frown upon it? And I'm going to give you my opinion on it. And then I want to hear in the comment section, what do you guys think about it? Are you okay with it? Have you done it? Did it work? Are you willing to go through it? So there's so much at play and involved here. So let me start off this is something that I was never open or willing to agree to, or even think about doing. But I realized that everybody has different desires or fantasies or fetishes, and maybe the partner that they love isn't willing to do those things, but they still love that person. Now, I think the terminology of the word love can mean so many different things and be in so many different ways. Like, I have a daughter. I love my daughter to death, but it's not the same type of love that I have for my partner, right? And then there's times where you're in love with your partner and you have a great relationship, you have a great family, you have beautiful kids, but you want more in the sex department, you know? You're not satisfied. And I think with men in general, this is just my opinion, I'm not speaking for all men, it's again my opinion, I think men always want more, where sometimes women are satisfied with one. Now, a lot of the times when men, cheat or want to explore, if their significant other did that, they would be upset or jealous, etc. So when this is in play, if you're in an open relationship, more than likely it has to be mutual. And you have to be understanding and okay with your partner playing with other people, because that person is accepting and okay with you playing with other people. This can lead to a lot of jealousies, to a broken home, and it just has to be, catered to correctly, or else it can go completely wrong. It's almost like investing in something. So if you say, oh, this relationship's about to be over, let's be in an open relationship to see if that works to save our relationship, more than likely it's not going to. But sometimes a last resort is better than no resort, right? So that's a topic. Now, I know, me being a heterosexual male, my partner, women are just very, very jealous people, especially Latin women. And now I don't sit there and think about being with another woman, but there's times where I'm watching videos online and I'm just like, and people when I was single reached out to me and be like, oh, you want to do that to me? And those are my fetishes. So just because I want to do my fetish to somebody else doesn't mean that I love that person, doesn't mean I want to be with that person, because I don't want to be with somebody else, and I tend to like sticking with the same situation. But sometimes, like with the mother of my daughter, it just was getting worse and worse and worse, and wasn't really wanting to get better. And that's what made me want to separate, despite being a family and having a family. It was just so hard to deal with, and that's what made me want to go. But my relationship now is pretty good, and there's no reason why I ever want to leave. But if my partner's like, hey, look, I'm not interested in doing these fetishes with you, and there's times where I'm like, hey, I want to do something like this, and it's like no, or stuff, to me that's a turnoff. And yes, they're my fetishes and nobody has to agree with them, but if you're not going to agree with them, eventually and after a while, it's going to make me start thinking like, is this what I want for the rest of my life sexually? So that's a big concern, and you guys might be going through the same thing. So do I think that, and this is my perspective and my situation, if I had a family with kids and, you know, I still loved my wife and my family and everything, if I met somebody, I guess in their environment to do what I wanted to do and went back home, could that work out? Possibly, but I don't know if I'm okay with accepting that on the other end. So how can I ask for something if I'm not willing to accept the repercussions of my actions and then reverse flipped back onto me? Uno it, right? So that's the tough part. That is the real tough part. So let me know your opinion on this situation. Would you accept that with your partner? Maybe you guys, you know, if a whole situation would be different. Let's just say my partner was interested in exploring with women, and she's like, look, I want to do things with women, but I want to include you as well. And I think something like that could work out better and make me feel okay and comfortable. But my partner personally has never shown any type of interest in women at all, with the slightest degree, where the mother of my daughter, before we broke up, we were talking about it, and she's like, oh, I want to, make content with other women. And she's like, but you're not allowed to touch, you're not allowed to watch it. I was like, oh my God. So at first I was going to say no, but for content purposes, I was like, look, if this is going to create more revenue and you make more money, then I'll accept it. As long as you respect our relationship, I'll accept it. But the first thing she said was like, no, you can't be involved because I'm jealous and blah, 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 blah. So like, it's kind of a little bit hypocritical. Even though it's the same gender, it's still a little bit hypocritical. So that was that situation. If I met a woman who I knew was flat out bisexual and she liked women, dated women, I don't know if I would be okay with her just doing that with women, because obviously there's that possibility of drawing and forming a connection. And obviously that's the same situation if I started doing this with other women, but I'm not gonna fall in love with somebody just because they let me do my fetishes. That's not enough to make me leave my wife or partner and my children and my family and my house to go live with that person and have that life and lifestyle with that person. So sometimes to me, if things don't make sense, you don't go for them. But like I said, we all have fetishes and desires. So again, the question to you is, if you're in a relationship, are you okay with your partner with somebody else? And are you wanting to be with somebody else? What is your situation? And if you're single, how would you accept this situation? Would you be okay with being open relationship or not? It's so tedious, right? It all stems to jealousy. And because here's the deal, you can come home from your encounter or endeavor, or I want to say infidelity if it's agreed upon, but you can come home from that and your partner be like, hey, how was it like? What was her name? What'd you guys do? So it's like, if that was ever my scenario of me doing that, I would never want to speak about it. I would never want to talk about it, and vice versa. And in life, sometimes when you don't know about something and you can say, I'm not going to overanalyze something, it's better off, because here's the deal. Let me put something into example. I know this has no correlation whatsoever. I have my daughter for 7 days. Then she's with her mom for 7 days. Her mom lives with her dad, and there's another guy there, and who knows who the mom's with, whatever. I try to think positive as possible, and I try not to think about what's going on over there. I try and live my 7 days like these are my 7 days. Not that, I want my daughter every single day. Unfortunately, that's not what it is. But so those 7 days, I try not to think about it, because if I think about it, it bothers me. It hurts me. It puts me down. It makes me think, what's going on? Not that I'm jealous or trying to interfere. Like, her mother's entitled to be with who she wants, but you start to overanalyze things. So sometimes in life, it's better not to think about things, because it can hurt you less. Now, obviously, if reality sinks in and you find out about it and you start to dig into it, yeah, it can get really ugly and be really bad. So, but that's that. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Please sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm about to hit the gym, and if, bro, what's with this line? I'm about to hit the gym, so I hope you guys all have a blessed day.